or viewing.
Wonderful.
So that started. So now joining us today, as you saw, is Jennifer Jones and Julie Finnegan. Jennifer Jones has a master's degree in education from Castleton University and previously was the director of Upward Bound there at Castleton from 2005 until this year, 2020. Today, she's the director of the Academic Support Center at Castleton. Her professional interests are focused on access and opportunity in higher education for Vermont students. Jennifer has also served on the local school board and currently is also a justice of the peace for the town of Castleton. And with her is Julie Finnegan. Julie holds a bachelor's degree in education from the University of Vermont and is currently working on her master's degree through Castleton University. She is the associate director of Upward Bound at Castleton. She's been on her local school board for 11 years and has a passion for equity and access to education for all students, pre-K through post-secondary education. So from there, I'll turn it over to Jen and Julie.
Well, thank you, Chris, so much. Thank you for inviting us. We're really excited to share some of our expertise about Common App. As you heard, I was director of Upward Bound for over 15 years now. And I've worked on many Common Apps with many students. So I'm really excited to have you here. If you haven't had a chance yet to answer our Mentimeter question, you can go ahead and do that. You just go to www.menti.com and use that code and just tell us a little bit about how you're feeling right now about college. You can do that. But I'm actually going to now stop sharing that screen and we are going to share another screen. Actually, oh, I bet I could have stayed on there. See, I could have stayed there. All right. I just want to, there we go. We're going to bring you to this screen instead. And so this is available to all of you. I'm actually going to put it in the chat as well for you to go back to at any time and access this information that we're going to talk about. I'm putting it, hopefully putting it, there we go, in the chat right now. So you have that, you can click on it. You can follow along if you want with us. And otherwise we're going to get started. So I think I get to start things off. So the first thing I want to show you on that website is, I'm going to scroll down here, is gathering materials. So before you even create an account or go to the website, there's several pieces of documentation you're going to want to have in front of you in order to get started. So a copy of your high school transcript would be really ideal to have, at least up until obviously junior year. And then if you have a copy of your recent grades, or if you have like a progress report or at least a class schedule, because some of the information you're going to be entering is about what classes you took in high school, but also what classes you're taking this part of the school year and the second half of the school year as well. It's always also a good idea to write down a list of activities, work, and family responsibilities, because there's lots of questions in there about things that you do, either sports that you're involved with, or musical instruments that you play, or community service that you've done while in high school. And if anybody's working a job, that's really good information to add in as well. Or if you're just, right now in the time of COVID, there's many of you who are caring for younger siblings at home while everybody's doing school at home. So have that list. And if you took a test, not many students have been successful, but if you took an SAT or an ACT, you want to bring those scores and those dates that you got those scores as well. The last two pieces that you should gather is your parent or legal guardian information. So you're going to need the full legal name of your parent or guardians. You're going to need some information about their education level. That's information that they'll gather, how many years of high school they completed, or if they completed college. And you'll actually need to have some information about your siblings as well. So they actually do collect your siblings' first name and how old they are, or what grade they're in school as well. So have that written down. And then the last piece to include are your academic honors or achievements. So if you've been nominated for the National Honor Society, or you won an academic prize while in high school, and again, keep it to just high school, even though you might have done some great things in middle school, the application really only collects things from 9th grade forward. But have a list of those. If you are MVP, or if you were awarded, scholar athlete at school, any of those kinds of awards or achievement would be great. So those are the things to do before you create an account. Now, Julie is going to tell you about creating an account.
So go ahead and play the video. Let me give you guys an idea, and then I'll give you some pointers.
Can you hear it?
Mm-mm.
Can't hear it?
No.
That's my bad. I'm going to start it again. And this time it should work. Here we go.
First year Common App account, use the Create Account button on commonapp.org. First, you're asked what kind of account you want to create. You can use the information icon to learn more about each type of account. For this video, we're going to create a first-year student account. First, you'll enter your email address and choose a password. Make sure to choose an email you check often. This email is how Common App and colleges you're applying to will get in touch with you. You'll also use this email to log into your account each time. Next, you'll enter your name, phone number, and date of birth. Be sure to use your legal name as it appears on official documents. This will help colleges to match documents with the correct applicant. Then, use the Add Address button to enter your address. First, select the country, and then type in your address. Select your address from the results given. If you don't see your address in the list, you can enter the correct information manually. Next, you're asked if you are currently based in a European Union country and when you plan to start college. Finally, you'll review and affirm some statements in the Common App privacy policy. Please take some time to carefully read and check the affirmation before continuing. When you're ready, use the Create Account button to complete the process. And that's it. Now that you understand how to create a Common App account, you're ready to get started.
Something's wrong. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. There you go. Thank you. All right. So after that lovely little video, I'm going to give you a couple pointers. So when you create your account, the first thing that they ask for is an email address. Now, this is one of Julie's favorite things to talk about, because some of you have very nice email addresses, Hotmail, Gmail, Yahoo, doesn't matter what they are. But maybe the beginning of the email is not very appropriate. Like maybe I know somebody has curly hair who she has frizzy haired beast is her email, frizzyhairedbeast@gmail.com. Remember, this is an email, and these emails that you're using to apply for colleges are ones that colleges use to communicate with you. So you want to make sure that your email is an appropriate email. So maybe I would do juliefinneganvt@gmail.com or jwfvt, something that's appropriate, and it's also not filled with all your special offers from Old Navy. We all love our special offers from Old Navy, but they clog up our email, and they make it so that when we do get important emails, it's hard to find those emails. So when you create your account, literally the first thing they ask for is email address. So make sure that if you don't have a really professional new email, yes, Jen?
Can I use my school email?
Super good question. I would not use your school email, because when you graduate from high school, that email is no longer yours. And whatever you do use it for, the school owns. It's the school's email, just like mine for my job at Castleton. I should not use my professional email for my personal stuff. Okay. My work email. So good question. So no, you want to create a professional email that you can use for financial aid, that you can use for your Common App, that you can use to communicate with schools. Okay, so I hope I got that point across. That's super important. So the first thing they want is your email address, a password. Now here's my other little pet peeve about password. If you don't remember your password every time you log on, you got to do, oh, I forgot my password, and change it again. And then you got to go through all those steps of making a password, and they tell you, oh, you used that one before, and you get in that lovely cycle. Pick a password, either write it down, take a screenshot, something so that you know that password when you go back in. Some people use the Notes app on their phone and they put the password in there, but really make it a solid password that you can remember, that maybe is a little common to you, okay, so that you don't forget it. So yeah, and of course it has all the little things you have to follow, but think about that password. Just don't randomly do a password that then you, oh, what password did I use, okay? Normal stuff, name, date of birth, addresses, where do you live, what kind of student are you? And then there's 3 boxes, okay, that they want you to kind of read and look over. Now, a lot of these, the Common App and even sometimes the FAFSA when you do it, are full of things that you're supposed to read and check that you agree or accept, okay? And that's important. Take a minute and read them. Take a minute and know what you're saying okay to, okay? So take a minute, they're only just little paragraphs, read them, and create your account, okay? So the email is really important. A solid password that you aren't going to forget is really important, okay? And choosing and reading those 3 boxes just so you know what you're agreeing to. Once you've created your account, that is your account. That is the only place you need to go to log in. That is your account. So it's a really important place to start. All right?
All right.
There you go. That would be your first step.
All right. So I'm going to keep scrolling here. I'm going to show you a quick video on how the next part, which is to add colleges, because you have to start building your college list. I'm going to show you that, but then I made a practice account. It took me, 2 minutes to create an account. So that is really easy to do. And I'll show you the practice account, and we'll get some ideas for colleges that you think I should apply to. We'll have you put those in the chat. So let's watch the video real quick.
Hi, it's Stephanie from Common App. Let's review how to search for and add colleges to your list. You can search for colleges and add them to your application in the College Search tab. The Application Requirements button at the top of the tab will take you to the Requirements grid. The Requirements grid lists every college that uses the Common App and their specific requirements. You can search for colleges by name or city where they're located. As you type, the search results below will adjust automatically. Use the More Filters button to open more search options. You can search by location, term, deadline, application fee, writing requirements, testing policy, and recommendation requirements. Select as many filters as you want, and then select the Show button. You can sort your results by college name or distance from your permanent address. Use the plus icon to add a college to your My Colleges list. You can add up to 20 colleges to your My Colleges list. Select a college name to learn more about them. You'll be able to see contact information, specific requirements, and more. You'll also find a button to add the college to your list on this page. If you click on the menu icon for a college, you can check out the college admissions information or college website. And that's it. Now that you understand how to search for and add colleges, you're ready to get started.
All right. So Julie, I'm going to have you keep an eye on that chat. And I'm going to go to our practice account, and see, you can tell it's a practice account because it's got the red. So just be aware of that. But I created this account just a few minutes. We're going to go to College Search right here. And does anybody have a college you'd like me to search for? Anything in the chat, Julie? I'm going to start.
Nothing yet, but I'm going to
start with
Oh,
this.
somebody put Keene State.
Okay. All right. Let's start with
Castleton
that.
University.
Keene State. So I just typed in Keene, and there it is. Now I can look at admissions information if you're interested in finding out what's the acceptance rate. what do they expect on your high school transcript? Like how many years of English, how many years of math, how many years of foreign language? We can check that all out at the admissions office. And you can also go right to the college website from here, which is also great if you want to do some more research. But I'm going to click on college information because you get a little snapshot of some of the important things like deadlines. So remember, somebody said they're worried, they're anxious, they're a bit too late. I wanted you to see that you guys are all applying for the fall 2021 semester, and Keene State has a rolling admission until April 1st. That means they are taking applications till April 1st. Now, that doesn't mean Julie and I want you to wait till March 31st. Neither do your parents. They'd like you to have some done before then. But I don't want you to be nervous or anxious that you're too late, because there's still plenty of time to add some colleges. If they have a fee, that's here, and that's important. Your parents may say to you, well, I can only give you $200 towards your application fees, so better choose those schools wisely that you apply to. So you definitely want to talk to your parents a little bit about what's the budget. If you are eligible for free and reduced lunch, and you haven't applied for free and reduced lunch at school, you should apply, even if you don't plan to use it, because these fees can go away potentially, so that you could apply to 20 schools. Because remember, she said you can have up to 20 colleges here. And if you are already free and reduced lunch, good for you for doing that and submitting the paperwork, because you're going to be able to apply to colleges most likely for free, which is great. And you can look for information about their test policy. So I bet you a lot of colleges right now are doing a no test option right now because of the pandemic. So check that out as well. And if there's an essay required, it'll be right here on this part of the website. So you can find out, it takes a Common App essay, which every college on here is going to need that. That's the one thing you're going to need to write. But this college also doesn't have any additional writing. So if this looks good to you, we can add it to my colleges. And then I'm going to show you where you'll find it. So there's a couple places you'll find it. It should be in your My Colleges list over here now. But there's also this nice dashboard that they have as well, where you'll be able to see a list. So let's add a couple more. Julie, sorry, wrong tab. Any other in the chat?
There aren't, but I was thinking of Southern Maine University.
Okay, let's see if it's here. So University of Southern Maine is here. So we're going to just look real quick at their college information, and if we like it. So they have rolling admission, just so you see that, till July. Oh my gosh, don't wait till July, guys, but it is there. And look, they have waived their fees, so that's great. And there's a little bit more information about testing. And then they too only have the Common App personal essay. So we'll go ahead and add that. And I want you to see what your dashboard looks like now as you start filling up with some colleges. So now you've got your 2 there, but you can also look at it here under My Colleges, and they're right here. So that is
so Jen, can you do one more?
Yes.
Can you do one more?
Yes, let's do one more.
Tufts. Tufts College.
Let's see if Tufts is here. And it is. Now, so we should mention now, there's about 900, a little more than 900 colleges and universities, but not everybody is here. So if you don't find them in the search, it's possible that you have to go to their website to apply. They might have their own online website application. But Tufts is here. So we can look at Tufts. They have a $75 fee. So again, share that with your parents. And what are they doing about standardized? Not required, but it's optional, you can. So just a hint, if a school says you don't have to share your scores you may not want to share them unless they're really awesome. So if it's test optional, but you still did really great on the SAT, and that means like, 600 or so in each section, you should go ahead and still share those. Those are good scores, and you can share them. But if they're average scores, and nothing to write home about, and it's test optional, it's fine not to share them. So this Tufts does the personal essay, but they also have some additional questions. So we can look at those. Let me give you an example of what an additional question is. We can look at that on the My College page. And it's under questions. And I think it will be under writing. Here we go. Which will show you this again. So their additional question is they want to make sure you haven't been convicted of a felony. So that's an example. Another example of some of those additional questions is, why do you want to go to blank university? So my hint on that is make sure if you write the same essay for every school that you remember to change the name. So you don't want to apply to Tufts and say, I'm really looking forward to attending University of Southern Maine because that's a red flag. So, all right, so that is how to add colleges.
So Jen, somebody asked for clarification.
Sure.
She asked, somebody asked, where's the box to identify free and reduced lunch? So I think you just need to clarify kind of how that free and reduced lunch meshes with the Common App.
Yes, so it will be later on, and I think we're going to cover it when we get to
Waivers.
no, I guess not when we get to waivers, but it will be, I'll show you on our sample site. You will have to, it will be in here under general. So it'll be in this part, actually over here, which we'll get to later, but it's under the Common App section. This is where you're going to complete your profile, and this is where it's going to ask the questions about free or reduced lunches on this section. Yep, but we can come back to this in a bit.
Okay.
Okay, so next.
But even if there's the box to choose it, I just want to remind students that you have to apply for it at school. So you can check it, but if you didn't apply for it at school, you can't check the box. So you got to make sure you've done kind of your homework behind the scenes for that waiver part.
Yes, and how that works is if you check that you are eligible for free or reduced lunch, Common App is going to send an email to your guidance counselor saying, is this true? Can you confirm it? So it's not like an honor system. They will verify it. Okay. So Julie. Yep.
All right, thanks, Jen. So engaging supporters. So why it's really important to kind of search for some colleges or have an idea of kind of some colleges you want to apply to before you think about engaging supporters is some colleges have some different requirements. So you want to make sure that you know those when you go to engage your supporters. And engaging your supporters are finding those people in your high school world that know you, that have something to say about you, that you've forged a relationship with, that you can ask for a recommendation, okay? So if you look on there, it gives you some ideas of who you would ask to be supporters. Now, everyone should get a letter from their guidance counselor or their school counselor, okay? That's a given. You need to go to your school counselor. You need to share whatever brag sheet they might have had you do or resume they might have had you write, and make sure that they know what you're about, okay? So make sure that you and your school counselor have somewhat of a relationship. After that, you can do teachers. By the time you're a senior, sometimes you have that one teacher that you really clicked with, that you really did well in their class. They enjoyed you, you enjoyed them. That's the perfect person to ask, okay? And then sometimes there's other recommenders, like here we are, we're part of Upward Bound, and our Upward Bound students would ask us, because we've worked with them over a 4-year period. So we would be a good person to ask for a recommender. Maybe you have attended church and been part of your youth group through all 4 years. Maybe your youth group advisor would be a great person to ask for a recommendation. So just think about all those connections you've made in life, the people you've really clicked with, and ask if you don't need 10 recommenders, but it's okay to have 3 or 4 recommenders, solid recommenders that you feel know you and know you well, okay? And in the end, when it comes time to submit to your college, you do not need to wait for your recommendations, okay? When somebody's asked to do a recommendation, when you've added them into your Common App, and I believe, is there a video for that?
Yep, do you want to show that?
Yep, in a second, yep. When it's time to do that, to add them in, to choose them, they will get an email from the Common App saying, hey, you've been asked to be a recommender, please set up a recommender site to be able to do it. So they have the opportunity to send that recommendation in through the Common App. It's not like an envelope in the mail with a piece of paper that you have to then upload or send to your college, okay? And also, there is a place to check off, and I believe it talks about it in the video, to say that you waive your right to read the recommendations. And this is something you should check off, okay? You should allow your recommenders and your schools to receive those recommendations, which is why it's important that you ask people that know you well, that you have a relationship with, okay? So it kind of all works together. So yeah, there is a video, I believe, that shows you. Now, last thing, Navient school. So if you're in Navient school, does anybody know if they're a Navient school? I don't know. You have little reactions on the bottom of your screen. Maybe give me a thumbs up if you've heard of the word Navient, if you know you're a Navient school. Okay, I see that. Thank you, Lexi. Knows your Hannah, good. So Navient and the Common App have a internet relationship, and they work together. So you might not have to do some of this if you're a Navient school. They would work together and kind of upload and combine. So make sure you talk to your school counselor to make sure that that's happening and that that's how that Navient is being used. I believe it talks about it in the video too.
It does. All right, here we go.
Hi,
FERPA.
it's Shauna from Common App. Let's review how to complete the FERPA release authorization and what that means for your application. FERPA stands for the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. FERPA is a federal law that protects the privacy of student education records. It also gives you the right to review letters of recommendation after you enroll. Check out our info sheet on Common App Ready for more information about FERPA. Completing the FERPA release authorization is the first step in the recommendation process. Once you've completed the authorization, you can begin inviting your counselor and teachers. To access the release authorization, go to any college in the My Colleges tab. Then, go to the Recommenders and FERPA section. At the top of the page, you'll see the FERPA section and a button you can use to access it. It's important to note that the FERPA release is only completed once. Your answer will apply to all the colleges on your list. The first page of the FERPA release gives you some more information about how FERPA works. You'll need to select the affirmation at the bottom before continuing. Next, you'll need to authorize the release of your school records to the colleges you're applying to through Common App. Then, you'll choose whether to waive your right to review any recommendations and documents submitted to a college. Waiving your right states that you do not intend to read your recommendations after enrolling at your future college. This can help reassure colleges that the recommendation letters are candid and truthful. Note that you will never be able to review recommendations from a college you were either not accepted to or a college you chose not to enroll in. Also, some recommenders may refuse to write a letter unless you waive your rights. Check with your counselor or teachers to see if discuss your decision with your counselor, another school official, or a parent or legal guardian. Finally, you will check the affirmation at the bottom and provide your signature. Once you complete the authorization, you can begin inviting and assigning your recommenders. It's important to understand that your selection cannot be changed once a form has been submitted for you. Forms include applications, letters of recommendation, or other recommender forms. And that's it! Now that you understand how to complete the FERPA release authorization, you're ready to get started.
So Julie, there's a question in the chat about homeschooling. Yep.
And so I know that, well, first of all, obviously you have some records from the public school. So you can definitely go through the FERPA, check those off, and be able to have those in your Common App. I believe homeschoolers need to submit evidence of progress to the state. And that's what you would submit to your college, is the evidence of progress. So your transcript would be your evidence of progress. Now that's something that you might have to just upload. Right? I would not hesitate to reach out to a school and ask how they would like that. If they want it directly from the state, if they want it from you. So you might, as a homeschooler, you might have to do a little bit more work or advocacy on your part to make sure that the colleges get what you need them to. So that would be my suggestion, is reaching out. Yep. Exactly. So yeah, go ahead.
And I would also say that do not have your parents write your letter of recommendation. It's just, even though you're homeschooled and I know your parent is probably supervising your education, you want to go outside of your home. So if you've done volunteer work as part of your homeschooling, or you've participated in Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or some other kind of formal clubs or activities, those are the people you want to reach out to for recommenders.
Jobs
employers. And I just want to go back really quick and mention advisors, because there is a place on the Common App to add an advisor. So this is an adult, like a parent, who can view your Common App but can't change it, can't recommend you. So if you have a trusted adult who you want to look it over before you hit submit, you want them to be able to see everything you've entered and make sure it looks good, add them as an advisor and allow them to view. There's like 2 steps. You add them as an advisor, and then once they're in there, you give them permission to view your Common App. So that's a really nice thing. If you're an Upward Bound, we often have our students make us an advisor so we can just have another eye look at everything before you hit submit.
You have a VSAC counselor, a Gear Up counselor. You know, even if there's a college counselor at your school, some schools have the luxury of having a college counselor. Maybe there's a college counselor at your school that you'd like to have do that too. So anybody who you think could really be supportive.
Yep. Awesome. So then understanding requirements, that's the next section. So every college and university, as we mentioned, might have unique questions or unique writing supplements. I'm going to go ahead and show the video, and then I'm going to bring us over to our practice site, and we'll go look at some more of the different possibilities for that.
Hi, it's Miriam from Common App. Let's take a look at the layout of the My Colleges tab and the information you're asked to enter. The My Colleges tab is where you complete all the information for the colleges you have added to your list. In this tab, you'll answer college-specific questions, invite and manage recommenders, and submit applications. Select a school to open their information. The first page you'll see is their college information page. Here you'll find contact info, college-specific requirements, and more. Next, you'll see the application section. Here's where you complete school-specific questions, invite recommenders, and submit. Each college's questions section is made up of different subsections. Because all colleges can choose what kind of questions to ask, this section will look different for every college. In the Recommenders and FERPA section, you'll complete the FERPA release authorization and manage your recommendations. For more information on how this process works, check out our video about it. The final section is where you can submit your application. If all required questions are complete, we will show an option to review and submit. If there are any incomplete questions, you'll find information and links to take you to those sections. Some schools may also include a writing supplement. If so, you'll find that section below the application. Keep in mind that any writing supplement is completed and submitted separately from the application. If a college asks you to submit a portfolio, you'll find that section below the writing supplement. And that's it! Now that you know more about the My Colleges tab, you're ready to get started.
All right, so one thing I want to make sure you guys know, you can't submit this by accident without having completed things, right? So there's kind of a safety mechanism in there. So if you hit submit, but you haven't finished some of the questions, it's not going to let you, the Common App will direct you back and say, no, you need to go back and answer some questions. So that's a nice feature as well. And so in my colleges, so let's look at, I think we looked at Tufts before, so we'll go ahead and see if they don't have any supplementals. We might have to add a school that does have some supplementals because they do not as well, and neither does the University of Southern Maine. We picked some good schools. They're really short applications. So I'm going to go to a school that I do believe has some supplementals. All right, so let's take a look. Oh, look at that. They don't, but they do have additional questions. So let's take a look. So these are just some, this is a place where sometimes the schools will ask you about financial aid. So that is a really important question. If you feel that you need financial aid, some colleges will ask that, even though I know you've probably done the FAFSA or you're going to do the FAFSA soon to trigger some financial aid. Some colleges will ask you about that question here, or if you want to participate in a special program like an honors college program, or this, in this case, it's the scholar program. So those are the types of questions that you'll be asked here, as well as questions about whether you've been convicted of a felony or not. So, so that is the supplemental questions, and I'm going to look at the dashboard again. You can see that we've added more schools. So that is that section, Julie. We go back to.
Awesome.
Oh, one thing I will say,
Okay.
keep an eye on those deadlines. And that's on that My Colleges section on this page here. So, for example, Middlebury College does have a deadline of January 1st, 2021. So this is a place on that first screen to look at deadlines. And that's something you're going to need to prioritize and maybe complete the schools with the, the deadlines that are coming up next, complete those first. All right.
All right, on to my second favorite thing to talk about after emails. Essay writing. That was a really big joke. I don't like essays, but so I'm going to ask you, so down below you guys have those reactions. If you really don't mind, if you have started your essay, or if you have completed your essay, because maybe you wrote it in a class or you're just on the ball and you already have your essay done, can you give me a thumbs up if you've finished your essay? Just out of curiosity. Any thumbs up?
Oh, Brody.
All right, Brody. Fantastic. Thank you. Good, good. All right. How about if you have started your essay, why don't you give me a face with a oh my gosh face? It's like the guy going like this. Yeah. All right, Ben. Ben, you have started your essay. Awesome. 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 I can't see everybody all at once, but I don't know if anybody else gave me one, but Ben gave me one. Awesome. All right. If you have not even started it and you're just feeling a little kind of, I don't know, nervous about it, give me that kind of laughing, crying face. That's like kind of that nervous laughter, like, no, I haven't. Anybody got a crying face going on out there? Oh, Madeline, it's okay. It's okay. All right, a junior, good, Hannah. That's okay. You can be prepared later on. You'll now know you can don't ever have to give me the crying face, right? So first of all, step. Essay sounds scary, but it's only, and I say this because when you write a 5-paragraph essay, you're writing more than what you need for your college essay, okay? A 5-paragraph essay that you write in school for history or maybe for English or whatever they have you do, that kind of normal introduction, 3 paragraphs, conclusion. That's more than what you need. Your Common App essay can be no more than 650 words. So our Upward Bound students write these essays, and then they find they've got to shave words off to kind of get it to fit what they need. I think the minimum is 250, Jen, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, 250 to 650 is kind of what they want you to do for the Common App essay. And they do give you prompts. Okay, so they do give you kind of thoughts that you can use. And one of them is pick an essay that you've written that you're really proud of. Okay. Now, the essay, because we don't have some testing and this is an odd year, your essay could be a really powerful tool for colleges to get to know you, or know your circumstances, or know what you've overcome, or know how this has affected you, or know kind of where you are in your life. Your essay can be pretty powerful. And you definitely should work with a trusted adult that you feel will be honest with you and give you good feedback about your essay. It's really important that you just don't write it and submit it, that you write it, let somebody look at it, get some feedback, maybe rewrite it or look at it again, okay? So the Common App essay prompts are pretty easy to find. Are they on, do they list them? I don't think they do they?
They don't, but I can.
They're pretty easy to find. You just got to Google
all
them.
I did.
Common App essay prompts. Yep. Pretty easy, guys, to do it, okay?
Oh, that's 1920.
So, and the prompts are, yeah, the prompts are pretty cool. The prompts could be something that could get your juices flowing, get you thinking a little bit, okay? So, but the essay, I think, is worth some time on your end, worth some time to draft, have somebody read, get some feedback, and rewrite for final thing. And check those numbers. I know all the programs, Google Docs, Word, they all can do number count. So for words, so you can easily see what kind of 650 words looks like out there. So that's kind of my essay writing. I know it can sound daunting, but start one and see where you go. I bet you'll write more than 650 words when you get going, and then you'll end up shaving it down. I bet you will.
And
so,
I will.
But the essay is a good place to show yourself.
And I'll add that I would not write the essay about how COVID has affected you, because there is a section in the Common App where if you have been affected by COVID, it asks you that question. It's a new question for the, for this last year and of course coming year. So if you have been financially affected, your family's lost a job, that is information that they should get, and you should put it in the section about COVID. Don't use that for your personal essay. Your personal essay is a chance to you as a person to person. And, if you don't do a personal interview, or if your colleges don't require, a in-person or a Zoom video or Zoom meeting, this is your one and only chance to really come across to them as a human being and introduce yourself.
It's that kind of idea of what do you wish they knew about you? Or what do you wish somebody would know about you that you don't really tell people, but you wish they knew? That's a good place to be able to share that. Yeah. So take some time, do it well, share it with another adult, get some feedback, and get that essay in there. Because there are schools, as Jen showed you, that do require supplemental essays. And those are usually only 200, 250 word essays. So again, another paragraph. They're not asking for like a 5-paragraph essay, but there are other writing things. So get that Common App essay done, get it in there so that you can focus on kind of what each individual school kind of needs. All right.
And again, last and final tip, make sure this is a polished essay. No grammatical errors, no punctuation errors. It needs to be clean. So have 1 or 2 or 3 people look it over. It doesn't hurt to have more than one person look at it.
Yep.
Okay, so last thing is to submit your application. So let me just grab my notes on that. So 3-step process. again, before it will allow you to submit, it will make sure that you've completed everything. You can submit, you're going to submit one college at a time, okay? So when you hit submit, you're not sending them all out. You're going to be doing it, I'm going to share our, you're going to be doing it from each college's review and submit Common App. So of course, here's telling me you can't submit this because you have not done all this. So that's a nice little safeguard so that you don't submit something incomplete. But you will go to each college in your list once you've finished your Common App section, which is all of your personal information, all your high school transcript information, your high school classes information, your activities, information about your family. Once you've done that, you do that once, you do each college's questions separately, and then you'll come over here, and when you're ready to submit, all this will be gone and it will allow you to submit. So let's take a look at what that looks like so you guys can see that.
Hi, it's Miriam from Common App. Let's review how to submit applications in the Common App. To submit your application to a college, all required questions in the Common App tab, as well as the college's questions, must be complete. You'll also need to make sure you have invited any required recommenders. Submission is a 3-step process: reviewing your application, paying the application fee, and providing your signature. You can start the submission process from 2 places in the Common App. Select the button on the dashboard and then select the Review and Submit button, or open the college in the My Colleges tab and go to the Review and Submit section. To get started, use the Review and Submit button. This will open a PDF preview of your application. Take the time to review the PDF for accuracy before continuing. You can use the Review PDF button to open the document in a new tab. When you're ready, confirm that your application looks correct and continue on to the next step. The next step asks you to pay the college's application fee, if applicable. Credit card and e-check information is collected by our secure payment processor. The first page will display your applicant information, which is already populated for you. On the next page, you're asked to choose your payment method and then enter the corresponding information. After you submit your payment, you will come back to the application to complete the final step of submission. If a college doesn't charge an application fee or you've requested a fee waiver, you'll skip this step. The last step in submission asks you to review and affirm several statements and provide your signature. Please note that your application will not be fully submitted until you have selected the Submit button. Once your application has been submitted, you will see confetti and a congratulations message. You'll also receive an email confirming your submission. And that's it! Now that you understand how to submit an application, you're ready to get started.
Hey, did you hear what she said at the end? You'll receive an email that says that you've submitted. And if your email is full of junk, you might not see it. So make sure you have that really good email so that you get to be so excited and maybe do like a happy dance when you get that first email that you submitted. So make sure you've got that in there, guys. But
check your spam too, because sometimes your email might see, especially if you are sent like a mass email from your college or university, they send all people who apply. Your email might filter into spam. So also be checking for spam. We had a student lose the opportunity for a scholarship because she didn't check her spam. It went to spam. So check your spam as well. Yeah. So that's it for our presentation. We wanted to, I'm going to stop share real quick. We wanted to also, we have another chat. Oh yeah, me too. Okay. Nope. So we wanted to give you guys a chance to ask questions. You can put those in the chat. We also want to share our contact information with you. You can screenshot that if you like. Oh, maybe I'll make it look nicer. There. You can screenshot that and you have our email. You can email either one of us. You can also talk to somebody at VSAC for more help if you have a VSAC counselor. If you live in Rutland County, give us a thumbs up. Anybody live in Rutland County? Vermont?
So Otter Valley, Mill River, Rutland, Proctor, West Rutland, Fairhaven, Poultney.
Give us a
That's
thumbs
right
up.
then.
Or if you have a cousin that lives here, they can still apply to Upward Bound, and then we will guide you through all of this. There are Upward Bounds also at Johnson and Linden and UVM. I don't know if they need students or not, but you can always check and ask if you need that extra support. And that the video there that that page with all the videos we showed you there, that is a great resource for you guys to go back to if you have questions. So any questions in the chat? And if not, we're going to ask you one more Mentimeter. Give you guys a second to think if you have a question.
So this might surprise you all, maybe, but I'm a little bit of a planner. Like I like to plan. Okay. Yes, I'm an adult. Yes, I have a family. So I kind of got to do that stuff, but I actually like it too. So I like to plan. If I was going to think about, okay, January 1st is kind of a common time for schools to be accepting applications, and it is December 9th today, I would plan for myself about 2 hours a week, spread out over the week, to look at my Common App and fill in my stuff. So maybe this week, which is a short week, is Gather My Stuff week. This is Gather My Stuff week, get it all together. And then next week, you can take those tabs and you can just split them up into weeks. And then by January 1st, voila, you might get your first email and get to do your happy dance. Okay. So be thinking about that. January 1st is a common date for colleges.
Yes, but chunking the work is a great way to not feel overwhelmed. I saw that one of the feelings you guys expressed was you're feeling overwhelmed, but that's a great idea, Julie. Yeah. Just write it down, and on this day I'm going to put 2 hours to this and 2 hours to this, and this week 2 hours to this, and break it down into smaller sections so you're not feeling overwhelmed. Definitely. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna ask you, it's surprise, it's the same question as before. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah.
We don't want to tax you too much at 7 o'clock at night, folks.
That was the question you guys asked before. So I'm gonna exit that. And now, how do you feel about applying to college? Have we helped you feel a little less stressed? So go ahead and go to menti.com. Use that new code. It's a new code because it's a new question. Now, how are you feeling?
And if you want to throw us the party emoji, we wouldn't mind. I kind of like the party emoji. Like, thanks, Julie. That was a really nice party. You could throw me the party emoji. Maybe a heart, maybe a little heart. Like, hey, Julie, that wasn't so bad. Right? Those emojis are fun.
Oh, good. Thankful. Oh, you're very welcome.
Yay.
We love helping young people
Very welcome.
fulfill their college dreams. That's like what I wake up in the morning every day is excited to do. Awesome.
Absolutely. Yep. After I remind myself why my back hurts, no, I'm good. I'll still get up and think about it.
Oh, look at that. We got an emoji. I don't even know how you did that, but that's amazing that you put it into the word cloud. I don't know how you did that, but you're brilliant.
Wow.
I accept you to college.
Absolutely. I wowed that presentation with that emoji. Oh, somebody put a little one
party. Oh, so good,
That's
guys.
so exciting.
And please, please, please reach out to us if you have no question too big or too small. We're happy to help. If you get stuck and you're not sure, is it too early?
Good question, Jen.
Great question, Shelley. Great question. I actually wanted to mention this early and then I forgot that I wanted to mention. No, a junior can definitely start it, but there's only certain sections that roll over to senior year. So you don't want to fill out the entire thing and then have it wiped out. So the parts of the Common App that you can fill out as a junior are the Common App sections of profile, family, education, testing, activities, writing, and courses and grades. And I believe you can also add your college list in there. But that's it. You don't want to do FERPA or recommenders or because that, I believe July 1st, or maybe even July 31st, it kind of cuts everything out. And that, yeah, it's July 31st. And then August 1st, it's a new Common App for you. It'll be the 21-22 school year. So just complete those 2 areas. You can do your My College list and you can do your Common App tab. So let me, thank you guys. I'm going to stop sharing that presentation, I think. It'll let me, yep. And I'll show
That's
you.
adorable though. I almost want to take a picture of that one. I love the
I'll
emojis.
show you here. So as a junior, this tab is pretty much it. All the things on this and your My Colleges list. Don't do these things like for your recommenders,
Under the My Colleges.
recommenders, supplemental questions. Those will all be erased on August 1st.
Yep.
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 Great question. Thank
Now,
you.
sophomores, somebody asked if a sophomore could. You can get in there and you can practice. It'll roll over. Things might change though. You still have a lot of time, you know, but it'll roll over. So if you want to get familiar with it, be confident, comfortable, that's fine.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right.
Well, thank you, Jen and Julie, for spending some time with us. And thank you, everybody, for joining us for this hour to talk about the Common App and get some really hands-on insight into everything. This presentation will be uploaded and viewable from the vsac.org/Vermont Applied landing page. And you can also see what other presentations we have going on from there as well. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.